All right, today we've been on a bit of a streaming kick. We're talking about Netflix, Prime, Hulu. Today we're coming from Hulu and we're going to be reviewing Red. This is a Bruce Willis, John Malkovich, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, Mary-Louise Parker. They really pulled out all stops as far as the cast was concerned. This is an action comedy about CIA agents who have been pulled back into the business. Make sure you stay till the end, take a look at our clean score sheet, and really how this movie lands with teens and kids. And let's get into it. I understand that some of the films we review here are maybe a little bit older, but the thing is, I run into a lot of individuals who haven't even seen some of the classics, let alone some of these one-offs. So this is why we're talking about them. So Red, basically older retired agents, and they are struggling in their retirement, and they get pulled back into this business. And that really is the hook of the movie. Now you've got this group of people where some seem to have settled into this normal life a little bit better than others. You've got Bruce Willis's character, Frank Moses, who has this thing for this girl, doesn't really want to drag her into his past life. He's trying to settle in his new life, and this past life for her kind of excites her a little bit.
Don't make any sudden moves. Don't talk about satellites.
Seriously?
Why are you trying to kill me?
Why would I be trying to kill you?
Because the last time we met, I tried to kill you.
That was a long time ago.
Some people hold on to things like that.
Now, tone-wise, this is very much an action film, but there is a ton of comedy mixed into it, and that in itself makes the movie a ton of fun with that mixture of action and comedy. Now, this is sort of your team-up movie. You've got these individuals from different departments, sometimes different agencies, even those who used to be against each other, but in their old age, they've kind of forgotten those previous beefs that they had, and they start to work together. Now, story-wise, this one's pretty straightforward. Something from their past has caught up with them. They need to figure out what's going on. All need to stay alive while doing it. And that's really it. But the movie, it lands very well. It moves along very well. And it was very well acted, written, and they did a very good job. All right, just a quick reminder, if this review helps you determine what to watch, please like and follow the channel, as well as share with someone who appreciates clean, practical movie reviews. That really helps more families find movies they feel good about watching. Let's keep this going. The performances. So as we've stated previously, this movie is Bruce Willis, and he is very much Bruce Willis. Calm, controlled. He doesn't overdo it. Now, John Malkovich, this guy, he probably stole the show. He is a little bit off, extremely unpredictable, but in a very good way. And he adds a ton of humor to this film. You got Morgan Freeman. He brings kind of that steady presence. And then you've got Helen Mirren. Honestly, this is one of the more fun parts of the movie. She's this extremely proper, buttoned-up English woman who, at the same time, is also an assassin. They're two characteristics that you wouldn't normally feel like they go together, I guess, unless you're James Bond or Rebecca Ferguson in Mission Impossible or Colin Firth in Kingsman. All right. I guess there's a lot, but that's a little bit beside the point. She does a phenomenal job at that role. And then you've got Mary-Louise Parker. This individual, she is somebody who gets thrown into this life. She does a great job playing that kind of doe-eyed newbie. This really was a phenomenal job in casting this film. All right, let's take a look at our clean score sheet. So you can see over here, the story, action setup, easy to follow, an extremely engaging story. Like I said, lots of humor, lots of pieces to keep the story flowing and moving. The performances, as I've already mentioned before, an amazing cast, extremely good chemistry. That piece worked out very well in the film. And the visuals. This is an action film. There's lots of fight scenes, lots of guns and those types of things. So just take note, it is very, very much an action film with the violence included in that. But the camera work and the motion, it does a very good job portraying those pieces. So the experience, you can see down here on the bottom, we gave this one an 8. It has a very high rating because it was a ton of fun. A good action film, lots of comedy. If you're into action pieces, you're going to really enjoy this one. Okay, and let's jump down into our clean score. You can see down here below. As I mentioned before, anytime an F-bomb is dropped, my number's going to jump up pretty quickly. And then in this one, you have your kind of somewhat traditional PG-13 S words and everything that goes along with those. So you can see that's why we got a 4 out of 5 there, because, again, of these a little bit more intense words that came with this film. As we've already mentioned with the intensity, this is an action film, shootouts, fight scenes, nothing extremely graphic, but there is a lot of it in the film, and so that's why we're a little bit higher on that intensity. You can see on the romance side, this is really none. There was a couple kissing, but nothing over the top at all, so we gave that one that 0 mark. And then the cringe, because of your language and your intensity that you see up there on the top, that's why we got a little bit higher on our cringe marks. So overall, we're giving this one a yellow light. Teens, a little bit older. For your younger kids, I would argue because of the language and the intensity, maybe is a skip for those ones, but really depends on kind of their maturity level on those pieces. So if you like action with tons of humor mixed in, this is very much one you should throw onto your watch list. As I said, I watched it on Hulu. I believe it's on Prime as well. A couple different places for you to watch it. All right, that's Red. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, if you enjoy this content, please like, follow, and share. And I will see you at the movies.